Hello and welcome to the Oral Health channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood dentist Dr. Rudra Mohan, and today we are going to be talking about difficulty in mouth opening or trismus or lockjaw. So let's start. So today we're going to be talking about this thing known as lockjaw or stiff mouth opening or reduced mouth opening or difficulty in mouth opening, which is a very common finding amongst patients, and we come across them as practitioners on a very daily regular basis. So we need to understand the first normal anatomy of your jaws and the relation of your lower jaw to your rest of the face and the head and the skeleton associated with it. So what you need to understand is that the mouth opening is a function of basically the complex around your lower jawbone, at the same time a disc-like system of a temporomandibular joint which is attached to basically your skull. So what you need to understand, this kind of a joint is a very specific, a very special kind of a joint. What you need to understand is that it has a disc as well, which helps in the wide range of motions such as opening and closing of the mouth, left to right excursions, at the same time depression of the lower jaw or protraction of the lower jaw. So now once you've understood how this works, let's talk about the normal mouth opening. The normal mouth opening is basically around 30 to 40 mm, which in basic terms is probably 2 to 3 fingers wide. So if your mouth is opening this much, that your 3 fingers can come, or 4 fingers can come rather, then it is a very good adequate mouth opening. It also depends on your age, your gender, at the same time your genetics, as to how much your mouth opening might be. Now coming to the causes of reduced mouth opening, there are a lot of causes that actually cause a lot of problems when it comes to opening and closing of the jaw. Let's talk about them. The first cause is infection. So infection can be odontogenic, that means it can be tooth related or non-odontogenic. So tooth related infection is basically any sort of decay that happens in your tooth and the gums, and if there is an associated swelling that spreads from the teeth to the gums as well as to the bone, enough to cause a swelling around the area, especially about your back teeth, which are very near to your joint, and that might cause enough swelling and pain and discomfort to probably not help you open the mouth. If that is the case, you have to obviously go to the dentist and make sure that you are taking care of the cause and getting the treatment done. Now what happens in a lot of cases is that you have something known as a space infection. What is a space infection? In all your the tooth area and the gums and the bones and the musculature in your face, there are some spaces present. Now these spaces are generally just spaces which are present and that have probably a lot of vasculature and all those things. But if the infection spreads into these spaces, it is called a space infection, especially around this area, right? If you have a space infection, which can also be life-threatening, mind you, so you have to be very careful. If you do have a space infection, it can cause reduced mouth opening. The treatment is basically taking care of the etiological agent, that is the infection, which might be due to the teeth, or it could be because of the tonsillar areas. You might have tonsillitis, you might have a peritonsillar abscess, or you might just have an infection like tetanus. Tetanus actually has a very specific term known as lockjaw, where your muscle goes into a spasm and then you're not able to open the mouth. Now what you need to understand, these are the infection causes. The second most common cause is generally trauma. Trauma is basically when your bones or your musculature or your face undergoes some sort of devastating injury. It could be a sports related injury, or a car or a road traffic accident related injury, or a lot of times interpersonal violence related injury, where people get violent or into brawls and they end up hurting each other. So if it is a fracture of your lower jaw and definitely it has gotten broken, you might have problems in opening mouth. At the same time, if you have fractured anything around the neck of the condyle, or basically the joint area of your temporomandibular joint, it might just cause reduced mouth opening or no mouth opening at all. Again, if you are having this kind of trauma, you'll probably have to rush to the hospital and they will take care of the cause. One thing I would like to definitely remind you to be careful about is, if you're having this kind of an injury, maybe if you don't follow the exercises or the instructions given by the dentist or the surgeon there, over a period of time might lead to the fibrosis of the temporomandibular joint. Now this is a condition which is very progressive and it's very bad, because of the fact you will not be able to eat your food and you will be malnourished. You can't open your mouth, and that can lead to lower immunity and whatnot. So make sure whatever instructions your doctors, your surgeons or your dentists are giving you, if you've had an operation regarding this area due to trauma, please make sure you're following up with them regularly and following all the instructions. The third most important cause and the common cause is dental extractions. So we require to anesthetize the area when we are doing dental extractions, and a lot of times, despite the experience of the dentist, sometimes things can go south. In the sense, the needle what we use for injecting the local anesthetic into, it might just not penetrate the nerve fiber, it might also penetrate into a muscle that can cause its spasm. So this is very common when you're getting your lower molars extracted, when you're getting the block which is known as the mandibular block, and if you're getting that done, there might be just a rare possibility. It's not too uncommon, but the thing is, it might just happen that the muscle gets paralyzed or goes into a spasm where you might not be able to open your mouth. In such a case, you have to obviously report to the dental office as soon as you feel that the extraction is over, you've gone home and you're still not able to open your mouth. You have to report to the dental office. They'll probably give you some analgesics like aspirin. If the pain is too severe, they might give you some narcotics as well. At the same time, they'll ask you to do some hot fomentation, or just the fact you have to take some hot packs, put them every 15 to 30 minutes per hour for that time, and you should probably be better once the swelling subsides. A lot of people might be having something known as TMDs, which is known as temporomandibular disorders, which is basically a problem around this area. You might have noticed some people have a little deviation in the jaw. Some people, when they open and close their jaw, they say that they're having pain here. At the same time, you might be noticing some clicking upon opening or closing. At the same time, you might be feeling some sort of crepitations. Crepitation means a scrunchy kind of feeling or a sound when you open or close your mouth. In such cases, it is always better to get yourself checked out through an oral and maxillofacial radiologist or an oral surgeon, who can probably guide you as to what needs to be done to make sure your temporomandibular joint is in good condition. Unfortunately, a lot of people, especially in the Asian subcontinent, they suffer from something known as oral cancer. Oral cancer is generally associated with a lot of factors, especially something known as smokeless tobacco. Now, an oral cancer is a topic which can be talked about in another episode. But however, I would like to talk about two things. First of all, oral cancer and its treatment, which requires either a surgical excision of the area which might be close to your temporomandibular joint, or chemotherapy or radiotherapy that can cause problems in the area, in the sense it can cause mucositis, stomatitis, and basically it can cause the area to fibrose. So what happens when you undergo chemotherapy is basically and radiotherapy is your tissue changes, it becomes more stiff, and there's a high likely chance that the joint might just get fibrosed and you might not be able to open or close your mouth progressively. However, there is a silver lining to it, that if you are taking good care of all the instructions that your surgeons are telling you to do, you keep on performing those isometric exercises, that's another purview. Keep on whatever the instructions and the exercises that the dentist or the surgeons have told you post surgery or post treatment, please follow them very religiously. Even one day of not following them can cause a lot of backlash. So what you need to understand is you need to be very religious when it comes to the instructions. Another aspect of oral cancer, or before that, is something known as oral submucous fibrosis. I'm going to be talking about it in another episode in detail. However, people who like to chew smokeless tobacco, such as betel quid, such as gutka, canny, all those things. Now, these things contain a lot of carcinogenic materials, which once they come in contact over a long period of time with your tissues or the buccal mucosa or any of the mucosa of your mouth, it causes a stiffness kind of a reaction in the tissue, and the tissue loses its elasticity. Over a period of time, you start forming bands inside the mouth, which is very discernible by the dentist when they try to palpate it, and progressively you will definitely lose the ability to open your mouth, and it becomes a big problem because you will not be able to eat food, you might have burning sensation, and that creates a malnutritive state anyway. So I would like to urge everyone who is probably doing this habit, please try to stop it, go for habit counseling, and make sure that whatever you do, stop the habit, break the habit, and start going for rehabilitation. So let's talk about the treatment aspect about anything that is related to difficulty in opening the mouth. I've already talked about most of the treatment aspects because it's either a muscle spasm or it's a fusion or it's a fibrosis. So once you treat the cause, most likely everything is going to go. But what you need to do at home when these kind of things happen, when your muscles undergo spasm, as I said, you can take hot packs for 15 to 30 minutes, 20 minutes every 3 to 4 hours, and that should help you out. Secondly, you can take analgesics. Please make sure whatever medications you're taking are prescribed by your doctor. You get a lot of over-the-counter medications, but please do not self-medicate because analgesics can be very heavy on the body. So you need to consult your doctor or a registered medical practitioner or your dentist before you take any medications. Also, there are some exercises that you can follow that your dentist will tell you. You can Google them, but I would suggest definitely for whatever problem that you're having, consult your dentist, and then whatever exercise they tell you, please follow them religiously. So this was all about difficulty in mouth opening. I hope this episode was helpful to you, and please share your feedback, like, share and subscribe, and have a good day.